Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Glad you're with us this afternoon for the American split, the America race of the Major Series. We're at Elkhart Lake region of Wisconsin tonight at Road America. You'll be looking at GT3 class and at GTP class this evening. Here's our track conditions. We are cloudy with an air temp of 27 degrees and a track temp of 45. A little bit of wind, but the surface is dry. The event rules are open setup, additional tire sets are unlimited, and one fast repair. This will be a 2-hour and 40-minute race time, and the fuel conditions are set to 100%. All right, so in the booth, I'll be working with Mike Taylor as my producer, and I'll be commentating tonight. My name is Austin Earlywine. Race control is manned by Tom Surley and Enrico Mueller. They'll be taking care of all of our protests and anything else that we have going on tonight. So, to start with, we'll have some qualification time. So as soon as we cut to that, we'll have a discussion of that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, on track, you'll see the car of Beltrini. Yep, there it goes. I'm trying to set up my display. So he's in the number 14 car. He's from the United States. He's putting in his qualification laps right now, coming up through the S's, headed down towards Canada corner. He'll
Yeah,
be set up. Go ahead.
yeah, I've actually known Bob for quite some time now. I'm sure he still runs a league called the Western States Racing League, and he had a really great group of guys back in the day when I was originally running with him in his league. So it's really awesome to see Bob Belcherimi's name pop up whenever we come here because he's a cool laid back dude, and glad to see that he's here with us today in the Americas.
Yeah, absolutely. Love to see the guys that have the opportunity to continue working with various series, which is, it goes both directions there. Wow, I am really struggling with my Windows layout here. There, okay. Presently, Mr. Beltrami is a couple of tenths off the pace, off of the pole pace. I'm going to take a guess and say that's Austin O'Neill. That's in the GT3. That's the provisional pole right now. He wound up winning the division in the earlier European race. We're on board with Garen Batten from Australia right now in one of the GTP cars. He's presently in 4th place, almost 5/10 of the second off of the provisional pole speed.
And we're currently running on board here with Garen Batten in his Fusion GTP. Gotta give him a little bit of love here.
Down through the Cheese Bridge. We'll be setting up for a long run down through the forest here. Sweeping left-hander. Alright, sorry about that. I'm having a technical glitch with this new computer, but I think I've got it sorted out now. So, seeing Wayne Hutchinson, I did watch him during the European race today. He was having a good day. Very competitive. Totally able to bring the control of the car, making use of it. They're in red dog bear livery today. And he's headed out of the last corner up towards start finish. One of the very striking features of Road America is the fact that the start finish is at the top of a very steep, very long hill. Hutchinson slotting into 8th spot in GTP right now. And here's Austin O'Neill with Fusion Gold America. He was class winner in the European race today, so it's not a surprise to see him here. And he has been on a tear from what I understand this season. Looking forward to seeing what he can bring to the track today in his Ford Mustang.
Yeah, he's actually been podium almost every single race that we've had so far this season, except maybe 2. And that's when he unfortunately had some unfortunate luck on his side, and he got caught up in other people's shenanigans. But Austin O'Neill, he is always quick, no matter where we go. And so, just keep your eye out on him because he's going to be a force to be reckoned with here today as well in the Americas.
Excellent to hear. He's pleasantly slotted in at P3. very Evil Knievel-esque livery on his Fusion Gold America Ford Mustang. Want to remind anyone that's watching to be on YouTube to feel free to jump into the chat and say something. We'll be checking that periodically. Get in on the conversation. Join in with us.
But yeah, for anybody out there, you know, just like Austin said, you know, don't be afraid to jump into chat. Give us a good talking. I mean, we got 2 hours, 40 minutes. We'll chit chat with you a little bit. Got any questions? We'll completely lie to you. No, I'm kidding. We'll answer the questions to the best of our ability. And I mean, when it boils down to it, if we need to find an answer for it, I am usually pretty quick at finding that answer. So, but right
That
now,
he is.
yeah,
He was
right
doing
now,
some of that earlier today for us, so it worked great.
yeah. Ross Banfield in that 777. Oh, the 07 Nathan Dowd on top of the leaderboard. Of course, Austin, he's up there in that top spot now for GT3s. That's no surprise.
Just bumped down by 0.2 by Reynolds. Taking a look at Cody Gustwick out on track right now, who is driving his United States. I can't tell who his sponsorship is. Very impressive livery on that. I do enjoy the gold and red colors he's using.
Yeah, it looks like it's some kind of. I think it's like Coca-Cola on it, and then it looks like some sort of anime character on the side as well.
That's what I was thinking. 3.5 minutes, a little less than 3.5 minutes left in our qualification. Here's Brian Bennett with Sector 5 Racing. Driving one of the Ferraris on the track today. Doesn't appear as though he's up to speed, so this may be an outlap rather than a flyer. Nah, he's picking up some speed.
This is actually his 4th lap.
Oh, is it? Okay. Well, then I lied.
I'm sorry, 3rd lap. His 3rd lap.
3rd lap?
Yeah. These guys do get 4 laps if they need it, but with just 2.5 minutes, yeah, he might be able to start his last lap. It's going to be really, really close, but went way wide there. And
that he did.
Canada corner.
They'll be coming down through 13, headed toward 14, where he can turn up towards the hill.
Yeah, unfortunately, he will not have enough time because it does take them 2 minutes to get around this track in the GT3s. But this is going to put him 4th on the board.
Outside of the second row, 1/10. So we can take a look at the GT3 right now and see that 1, 2, just about less than a second covers the first 5 positions. We're going to have a busy GT3 class with 25 entries. Joshua Mertz for the United States in another Ford Mustang.
Yeah, we have 11 GTPs on stacked here, with 9 of them being Cadillac, 1 Acura, and 1 BMW.
Excellent.
Mertz should be able to get back to the start-finish line before session ends. final corner up the hill.
Really great shot there. You can see the undertray in the rear of the car that causes so much of their downforce.
And that will keep him back in that 24th starting position.
Okay, qualifying is complete. Here in just a moment, we'll take you through our starting field. Nice advertisement for Skip Barber.
Heck yeah. All right.
All right, today, there we go. Today with the Major Series Sim Science Grand Prix, we have in the beginning, the running order, we have in the first row Nathan Dowd, followed by Ross Banfield. We have Eric Smith with Robert Nash, Christian Abbott with Garen Batten, Shane Vicard and Wayne Hutchinson in row 4, Tom Dreiling and Jason Wallet in row 5, Jason Lottridge and Tommy King in row 6.
And that right there is your starting lineup for the
GTPs.
GTPs. Oh, my bad. Too bad. Too far.
Too far.
There we go.
Okay. All right. This will be your GT3 starting grid. Starts with Austin O'Neill on class pole, followed by Blake Reynolds to his outside in row 8. It'll be Christian Challoner, followed by Brian Bennett, Trevor Warzowski, and Mike Deturk, David H. Baker and Dick Mueller in row 10, Kevin Heaton and Sebastian Jackson in row 11, Bryce Roberts and Ryan Steele in row 12, Jimbo Pfeiffer and Cody Gustwick in row 13, Kay Partridge and Travis Warling in row 16. No, row 14. I'm sorry, guys. I can't. Yeah, maths are hard. Lynn Kitchelow and Derek Love in row 15, Joseph Holman and Roger Shank in row 16, Stephen Verwayne and Timothy Klaus in row 17, and Matt Gelder and Joshua Mertz in row 18. We have Joseph Holman and Roger. Oh, no, it only went up, so that's my fault. Joseph Holman, and that was 31. I've read some of these, haven't I?
Yep.
Where was I at? Okay.
Roger Shane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Verwayne and Timothy Closer in row 17, Matt Gelder and Joshua Mertz in row 18, Don Dolson and Bob Beltrani in row 19, Stephen Paulson and Scott Kukas in 20, Ronald McPherson and Craig Hawkins in row 21. That rounds out our major series starters for the Americas round. All right. See, the lights are off on the pace car, so they'll be going green this time by, it appears. Only one pace lap typically with our events. There is some debate as to whether there is any real benefit weaving back and forth to put tire warmth into your tires, but maybe you can speak to this if you drive. I certainly don't see any harm in it. If it gives you a little bit of advantage on the start, it's worth doing.
I've heard that it does. I have heard some people, they feel that it doesn't, but I feel like I have, heard from the iRacing staff that it does help a little bit. But that's definitely something that I might want to probably try to figure out, get a good explanation on if it actually does or not.
If it doesn't presently, I'm sure it's something that eventually will be built into iRacing and their pursuit of realism, because that's a very real practice in terms of trying to build heat with the tires. That said, for anyone that's new to this or anyone who doesn't understand, who's new to endurance racing, one of the things here that's important is knowing that these tires are meant for a much longer stint than, say, IndyCar or other series that race here. It's almost a lap to a lap and a half, even in the best of conditions, to bring a tire up to temp. So the tire body needs some serious wear for it to have any real significant change. So when it comes time for that first round of pit stops after about 45 or 50 minutes, you'll see these guys really getting out and having a much more cautious out lap than they did on the in lap while they warm up their tires. Everyone going down through the carousel right now, big sweeping left-hander. We'll see a lot of action there, a lot of traffic management in that area, because that's an excellent place for the prototypes when they come back up on the GT3s. That gives them a great opportunity to move past them and set up for their own race. And there will be a ton of traffic management with the amount of GT3s that we have today compared to the amount of GT prototypes that we have today. Couldn't take but 7 or 8 laps, so 7 to 10 laps probably for the GTP cars to come up on the back of the GT3 machines. Oh, we're slipping down through Canada Corner right now, past Canada Corner for the prototypes, headed down through turn 13 toward turn 14, which time they will turn up and head up toward the hill looking for the start zone. Lined up, got a good lineup so far. And we must be green. Immediately see Dowd taking off and setting up to the outside so that he can get the best run on turn 1, followed by Smith. Nash scored out as in P3. He's moving to the inside, and it's going to wind up shuffling out to P4, followed by Batten, Arater, and Vickery. Everyone getting single file. Looks like they had a clean start. Here come the GT3 cars. O'Neill stepping out right away in front of Reynolds, then Bennett. Up to 3 wide through some of the turns there, but it appears that everyone has gotten through cleanly. Good start by everyone. Everyone being more or less respectful, keeping each other out of the kitty litter. Wow. Someone taking a big line out there. Oh, come on. There we go. Oops. What does it do? Go full screen. Presently looking at single file racing from the GT prototypes. The sooner they can get into a single line, the faster their lap times will be. Let me check in on chat, make sure we're in picture. Yes, anyone listening out there in YouTube land, Mike has pointed out that if you're having difficulty hearing the sounds, be sure to let us know. We'll get it turned up for you. Oh, no, don't do that.
All right. It looks like Tommy King. Well, at first, let's go to Matt Gelder. He had some issues.
Looks like a little oversteer on potentially cold tires sent him off, or did he show damage on his right front quarter panel? Is that what I saw?
I don't think so.
Let's see when he comes back off. No, looks like he's okay.
Tommy
Just encountering
King,
some oversteer.
Yep, so Tommy King, he had some issue. No.
Oh, and that is a concrete barrier. Road courses don't typically employ safer barrier, so that is a concrete barrier that he found. He's presently in the pits.
Yep, and as of right now, that looks like that's it there for Uh, everybody else, so far, no big issues at that point.
Everyone playing nice so far. That's an excellent place to be. Do we have overlays, since I'm somewhat unfamiliar with these cars, do we have overlays that allow the names to come up so I can start learning that?
No.
Really? Okay. Well, we'll just have to... I'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. And there's Garen Batten, working on P5, the 55 car. Australian gentleman. Love his livery right now. Very colorful, very clean.
Actually, I like the lap times right there better.
Oh, absolutely. That'd be great. Best lap of 155.260 with a current lap, last lap of 157. That's almost illegible for me. Let me do some playing with my windows.
I'm thinking that font might be a little hard to read.
Just a little. That's okay. I can make it work.
Just give me 2 hot seconds so I can have that fixed here for us.
That'd be great. So as you can see on the track layout right now, the GT Daytona, GT Daytonas. Wow, that's a throwback. The GT3s are now almost only about a half a lap ahead. Of course, that's probably someone who had a problem, but it doesn't take long for the prototypes to overtake the GT Daytonas. So one of the things that we will see is a lot of traffic management. I'll expound upon that just a little bit more when we get there, but one of the things that I have always kept an eye on is just where that happens on this particular track. At some point here, I'm sure Mike will get us on board so we can kind of talk about what the track looks like from an onboard perspective. There's a lot of passing areas, a lot of good long straights for these guys to deploy their hybrid unit in the prototypes. Prototype's just coming off the main straightaway right now, coming down through turn 1, headed through turn 2, back onto the Moraine straight. I'll come down through 5 and 6. Turn 5 down at the bottom of a hill, so a lot of shift in the weight of the car, the balance of the car, because as they brake, it shoves all the weight onto the front tires, so you may see some oversteer there. One of the things that is very prominent about the GT prototype cars is the fact that they do not have any ABS system. They do have traction control, but no ABS. So as they come down, they do not have any kind of computerized help to keep their brakes from locking up. So that shift in balance from the rear of the car to the front of the car can cause them to oversteer if they're not careful. They're not watching their brake migration.
Ooh.
All right, we're on board right now. Once we come around to the start-finish line, we'll take a ride and see what this looks like.
There we go.
There's Shane Vickery.
It's Vicari.
Vicari? Okay.
Yeah.
Right up through last corner on the course. Be looking to go up the hill here. This is the longest straight on the course. Come up through past start-finish line. Crest the hill. So one of the things that one has to be careful about is their fuel state in the last stint of the race, to have enough to get up the hill and not anymore to keep your car light. Down through turn 1, another straightaway, headed down to turn 3. Turn 2. come back and head the other direction on the Moran straightaway. This is the area that famously in 2006 where Cristiano D'Amato ran into a deer, ending his career. Take the right-hander at turn 5, go to the top of the hill for turn 6. Quick right-hander for turn 7. Up through the hurry downs, we'll be looking at turn 8, and that takes us into the carousel. So carousel is an area where you'll be managing a fair amount of your throttle control. You can easily overcook. It's also an area where a lot of the GTDs will be allowing, well, should be holding their line so that the prototypes can pass. Once we're out of the carousel, we head toward the kink. We've just passed it. That is the fastest corner on the track. It should be flat out for both classes. And we'll go down through the kettle bottoms and head for Canada corner here. Head for turn 13, which is a mild left-hander, and back up towards turn 14, which is the last turn of the course. So you've been on board with it. You can see exactly what's going on with these cars. One of the things to watch as they enter corners is you can see the body language of the cars, the roll rate and how much the body shifts. It's going to change over the course of a tire stint, and it's going to change over the course of how these guys are able to use their driving aids. There we have Trevor Barkowski right in the gearbox of Challenger. Let him know he's there. Got a group of the top 5, it looks like, of the GTD cars all in a line, starting to put a little bit of a gap on everyone behind them. That gap is up to 1.6 seconds between them and Dieterk back in P6. I bet Trevor's going to try and make a move at some point here. Definitely got to run anytime he wants to take it. Headed down towards turn 1 at this point. Looking for an outbreak? Evidently not. See these guys putting just barely off of the curbing. They're making sure to use every inch of the asphalt that they possibly can right now. Here's McPherson making a move to the inside. And oversteering, winds up in the kitty litter. That's unfortunate. But that was, I believe, turn 5. That is exactly what we were what I was speaking about earlier. Shifts the car's weight clear to the forward side, and if he's been adjusting his brake bias at all, he may have had it too far forward, get all that extra weight on the front wheels, and the car bites more than you anticipate, and you wind up going around with the butt end.
It's a good battle right here between Bryce Roberts, Ryan Steele, and Cody Gustwick.
All very well in line, making use of the slipstream. Got a McLaren and 2 Acuras behind. Is that correct? Yes, it is. No, Ford and a McLaren and then an Acura. All right. That's clever. Let's see, we'll check back in the chat real quick, make sure that we're not missing anything with that. Dom5283 says the sound's good for him.
Appreciate that.
And then If we could cycle through the standings outside the top 5 in the 2 classes, at least periodically, he'd appreciate that as well.
Yeah, let me see what I can do.
All right, so your running order in the top 5 of GTP is... Well, we're not on that. I'll give that a moment.
Yeah, now Khalid, he's the one who created the standings.
Okay.
So I'm trying to
Try to figure out someone else's software setup. I get it. I get it all too much, actually.
It's fun. It really is fun for me, though. So let's go ahead and... Alright, so that right there is your GTP standings.
Okay. Presently, it is the Dowd, Smith, followed by Nash, followed by Banfield, followed by Batten, then Abbott, then Vicari, then Hutchinson, Lottridge, Drayling, and Wallet. Wallet?
Yep, Wallet.
Sorry, guys. Wallet? Okay, excellent.
Yep, Wallet.
Thanks for the help there. Now, it'll take us a couple of times through the order to do GT3. While just getting around Drayling, it appears. We got a 2-wide battle here between Ryan Steele and Roberts. Steele able to make the pass. Gustwick taking a look on Roberts as well. Looks like head around the corner. One of the things to watch for, and you can see it's already happened, is I was going to discuss. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so you're running order 4. Oh, I'm missing the 7 through 10, aren't I? That's my fault. Roberts makes the move on Steele. Gustwick is still working on him. These guys really putting on a clinic, and it's one of the things that you'll see in GT3 is the continued fights even deeper in the field because of the fact that those cars, the parity is much greater than often is demonstrated in the prototype classes. Smith falling back in the GTP category as I look at my scoring pylon. Not seeing much in the way of what's happened, whether he's out. Oh, he's in the pits. That makes sense. That's an awfully early stop. I wonder if he's making had a problem, or if he's received a penalty, or if nope, he's moving to the box. So it could be that he's going off sequence. Pit stops typically occur between 45 minutes and 55 minutes, somewhere in that area. So this is a very early stop, just barely over 17 minutes, 18 minutes, coming up on the 18-minute mark. His best lap is a 151.865. His last lap, of course, we won't count because of the fact that he was slowing down as he went onto pit lane. The automatic detection of that isn't really very helpful. He's clear of his box. We'll see how he rejoins. Should have clean air for several minutes now, so if he took on fresh rubber, he'll be able to bring those up to temperature, start making up some time.
Battle for the race leading GT3 is happening right now.
Seeing Reynolds and Bennett leading down what was Austin O'Neill, who was under attack. No, that's a prototype moving around him. Bennett is right in the gearbox of Reynolds in the Ford. Looking to the inside, but not making an execution on it. Prototype clears out of the way, so these guys should bunch up a little bit more here as they come up over the hill towards the start-finish line. Bennett's close, but he doesn't appear to have the run that he needs to try and make a move going into the turn one. Could be setting up for something out of turn two, though. Right there, you can see that the top 5 GT3 cars are all nose to tail like that. That's good for them that they stay single file because they're able to cut the air resistance more through the draft. Continue to drive away from P6 and beyond. In fact, I can speak to that if I can zoom in just a hair. Yeah, P6 is 8 seconds back from P5. So this group of 5 here at the top has made, I don't know if it's a conscious decision with each of them. I do know that in the European Series, the Fusion Gold, three cars from Fusion Gold got together and effectively drove away from the field for the entirety of the second stint, which gave Austin O'Neill the excellent opportunity to take the class win. They could be working something similar today. These guys are absolutely hitting their marks.
Yeah, bear with me here, guys. I am trying to get a ticker here loaded to go across the top of the screen. But I am not finding what I am looking for. And I always love it when it works against me. But I love a challenge.
Beautiful shot of them cresting the hill, going over start-finish line. Brian Bennett's last lap was a 205.201. No, 205.195. I don't have a link for live timing and scoring today.
I can get that for you.
I was going to compare that with other cars that are presently racing in that group.
It's the replay.
Wow, they really, these guys are sticking just almost on rails, it seems like.
I sent it to you in a DM, buddy.
Excellent, appreciate it.
I mean, these guys, they're really sticking it right here together. This is for the race lead for your GT3 division. So, I mean, Reynolds, Bennett, O'Neill, Challenger, Borowski, they are absolutely glued together here.
So let me read last lap times. Blake Reynolds' last lap time was 2:05.34. Brian Bennett's last lap time was a 2:05.196. Austin O'Neill's was a 2:05.9. Christian Challenger was 2:05.15. And then Trevor Bobrowski was a 2:04. So he's actually the fastest out of that crowd, 2:04.89. But, you know, some of that is statistical insignificance. Right now, less than just about 7/10 of a second covers that entire 1 through 5 with these guys. Okay. And you can see the top three are starting to put just a little bit of distance between them and Christian Challenger.
I completely overlooked the CSS coding for it.
Yeah, that's all right. That's all right.
When you do stuff like this on the fly, ladies and gentlemen, it's a lot of emotions, because it's like, I'm trying to do it quick. I want to show it to you guys, because like right now this is what you guys are seeing, and I don't like that. I want to bring it up. However, while we have that up like so, I get to have some fun, and I can move it. Maybe.
Right there. Ticker looks great.
No, it's actually not moving up on me. Why are we not moving?
I could be wrong, but after watching Austin O'Neill's strategy in the European leg earlier today, I'd be surprised if he's not just biding his time right now. Part of what made him so successful earlier was the fact that he got in lockstep with his two teammates and simply stepped back and saved fuel until he had the opportunity to move forward. For a moment there, it looked like Bennett was trying to put the moves toward Reynolds again. Be interested to see their steering inputs here when we get an opportunity to go in car with them. Doesn't have to be right this second. But one of the things that really struck me about Austin O'Neill earlier today was that he was such a low gain style driver. His inputs were smooth, they were calculated, there was no wasted motion, which means there's no wasted tire grip and there's no wasted fuel.
Absolutely.
See him just absolutely being almost a shadow of the cars ahead of him.
One of these cameras are going to look right. Hang on. There we go.
There we go. Coming up on some lap traffic. I wonder who that was. Oh, a little bit of a bobble there as he comes off the curbing, making use of the entire track. But as you can see, it's a very deliberate style turn in, touches the curbs and then comes back out of it. It seems to be handling very, very well in the dirty air, following these two compatriots and following Reynolds and following Bennett. So if and when he makes a move for the lead and gets into clean air, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. But I would not be surprised one bit if he is doing what he did earlier today, and that is just running to be in position to make moves later on. It's important to remember that one doesn't need to win the race, so can't win the race on the first lap or the middle laps. It has to be won on the last lap. I'm also watching since I can't quite read his RPMs off of his last dash right there, I'm watching his shift indicator at the top of the display there to see if what his shifting is looking like. There's two ways that drivers can save fuel in the course of a stint. One is to shift short, keep the RPMs under control, and the other is to lift and coast. I don't see him doing much lifting and coasting because he's maintaining his interval right now, but he may very, very well be controlling RPM through shift just to continue to build up that bit of fuel that helped him out an awful lot in the European leg earlier today.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me just one moment here. My SDK just crashed on me.
Yep, I was saying that I was noticing the live timing screen just
There it
dropped off
goes.
on me.
Oh, let me get
Yep.
that disappeared on everybody. I apologize.
On board with our overall leader, Nathan Dowd, right here. His last lap was 1:53.476. Just coming up on the 35-minute mark, so here in about 10 minutes we should start seeing the pit window open for both classes. Thus far, no safety car. We do have the option for a safety car if race control chooses to run the random number generator. That can definitely play into people's hands. This is Garen Batten.
Good battle here with Batten and Christian Abbott for the fourth position here in your GTP division.
Whoa. Looks like Christian Abbott evidently went off there, just got a mirror full, and Batten was able to take over the position. Oops.
My SDK is not liking me right now. Mike, what are you trying to do? I don't know what I'm trying to do.
Batten getting out of shape there. Gives the position back to Christian Abbott. Sorry about that, folks. We're having a technical issue. Mike's having a time with the SDK stuff, but that's all right. I'll stay with you here. So here we are. I'm not sure, that says 21 something or other. About 40 minutes into the first stint. Anytime, should be, well, it's probably another few minutes out. We should start seeing green flag stops here before too long. We have Christian Abbott right now, who is running in 4th place, coming up on some traffic. Negotiating it well. One of the things that's important for any of the new fans out there, anyone who's not used to endurance racing, here as they head towards start-finish line, is that the slower traffic is not obligated to make way for the faster traffic that's coming up on them. So when you see multi-class racing like this, one of the things that's important is to make sure that you understand they're expected to hold their line, not necessarily expected to move over for faster traffic. Particularly when they're racing for position, they can still race as though the faster traffic isn't out there. Faster traffic is on them to make outside moves and other less than ideal moves when possible, so that in class the GT3s can continue to race for their position in class. Sure see Christian Abbott working. I'm going to pull up his live timing for a moment. Presently, Nathan Dowd is purple with the best lap of the race with 151.819. His last lap was 154.107, so they're lapping just a little slower than their fast laps. And as I said, with 38 minutes eaten up in it, we should be seeing pit stops here in about the next 7 to 10 minutes. Prototypes will come first, then the touring cars. Touring cars can typically go longer on a full fuel load than the prototypes can. Still watching Christian Abbott as he works through traffic right now. One of the things that we're able to have a good look at right now is the closing rate of the prototypes on top of the touring cars. Again, it comes back to traffic management, and it will, here as we go towards pit stops, play into that strategy. The situation being it's a tight window often for GTP cars. The pit strategy is, like I say, between the 45 and 55 minute mark. If they catch a bad traffic break, a lot of times you'll see them abandon a start-out strategy and dive for the pits in order to get a little bit off sequence. They can try the undercut, which is when you pit before the people that you're competing with, or they can try and run long and attempt an overcut. A successful undercut at Road America, you can get 2, 3, sometimes 4 seconds out of the raw track position if you nail an outlap on it. Saw some of that in the European race earlier today. Works by me. Elsewhere on the track, and hopefully Mike will get a chance to switch us over to it, we can see that Austin O'Neill has overtaken second place on Christian Challoner. He's presently 1.2 seconds in that neighborhood behind Blake Reynolds. One of the things that I saw earlier today was Austin O'Neill is a master of just letting the race come to him. He's not trying to dictate the pace. He's not trying to control the pace. He's letting the race and the car do the work for him. He simply places himself in a place to be competitive.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing I love about Austin O'Neill is he doesn't like to push the issue, and he will wait, and it's like he'll sit there and he'll stalk his prey. He watches, he learns to see how, the drivers in front of him are driving, see what kind of lines they're taking, and then when he's ready, he will pull up on the back of him and attack at the weakest moment of the driver in front of him. So the moment that he realizes what Blake Reynolds' weakest corner is, that's when Austin O'Neill will attack. I will let that top ticker go through one more time. The blue is your GT3 standings.
So presently we're looking at Challenger, Roscoe. Not looking at, never mind, I'm looking at GTP. Bennett, then Dieterk, Baker, Mueller, Heaton, and Warling.
Yeah, we got Heaton all over the back bumper of Mueller. Looks like he's trying to get on the attack there.
Right in his back bumper, like you said, taking a little wider line. Wow, that's going to cost us some time. Yeah, probably had to back out at the last second to avoid contact and punting him, which thankfully he did. I don't want to be grabbing incident points at this juncture in the race, but it's going to take him some time to work back up to that position where he can take the time to get the run. See David Baker up ahead of them. Right there.
Wow.
He's setting up for another reel him in moment here as he heads down towards turn one, up over the hill, start finish. Driving right into shadow. Just that one miscalculated move cost him several car lengths and probably close to a second in terms of closing rate.
That definitely seems to be the case, but they're dealing with, it looks like, some lap traffic here as well now. So that's actually pretty interesting here.
That looks like Sebastian Jackson, is that correct?
Yeah.
He is listed as a lap down on my timing and scoring pylon right now. Yep, one lap down.
Well, Jason Lottridge, he had a off for about 9 seconds Let's see what. Oh, okay, going up through. I believe that's the Corvette corner. Go ahead and stop and get that car refired.
Oh, quite the rejoin right there in front of one of the touring cars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he lost quite a bit of time. I'm just looking at his last lap for reference of it. That was a 2:10, so that means he lost in the neighborhood of 16 seconds on that particular off.
Sure.
Strewed debris all over the track there too. Right now the track would be pretty greasy and pretty slippery right now during the day. Sun is shining down. Doesn't appear that we're in danger of rain, even though that was listed as dynamic weather on the web page. So the cars will be sliding around and all over the place just because of the fact that the tires are warm. So it'll be interesting to see how the tire degradation starts to factor in here as we approach the first round of pit stops. For anyone new to endurance racing, you'll hear us talk about aero grip and or downforce, and then mechanical grip. So the aero grip is developed by the undertrays and the bodywork of the cars and the wings that are on them. It's if you were to take an airplane wing and invert it, it's lift turned upside down. It actually presses the cars to the track. With mechanical grip, that is the actual physical contact of the tires to the racing surface. So anything that causes less contact, like the balled up rubber marbles that get out off of the racing line as tires wear down, or any debris from an off that gets thrown onto the track, that can affect grip, as we see Stephen Paulson taking a very wide line and having a chat with the kitty litter there. Excuse me, that wasn't Paulson. That was Joshua Mertz in a Ford Mustang. Paulson picks up a position because of it.
Mertz still having a little bit of issues here.
Wonder if he's got a problem, if he's lost the tire.
Yeah, it's possible.
For him to do that 2 corners in a row, or 2 out of 3 corners there, that's really suspicious. But he didn't dive for the pits, so evidently he's going to try and nurse it around one more time to see what he can solve. Yeah, we have a full course yellow.
Yep, yellow flag is out.
So since the majors runs IMSA rules for these majors league, excuse me, words are hard, I guess. We should see split class pitting once they start working wave arounds. That is Shane Vicari.
Yeah, he's down here in pit road. Same with Wayne Hutchison.
Wonder if they were about to run out of fuel, because wouldn't the pits be closed right now?
As far as I know, yes. But it hasn't popped up saying that they did get a penalty yet. So
no, I'm not seeing any kind of indicator yet.
I mean, it is right about that time where they do need to come down and get fuel anyway. As we're working minute 49 of the event, so they're definitely right there at that limit. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out. But we're going to jump back out here to Nathan Dowd in that 07 machine, your current race leader overall. Nathan Dowd having an incredible season as well. Right there with Austin O'Neill. He's been one of the guys that we watch every single America's race. So
what we'll see here is the opportunity to bunch the field back up. Also seeing some cloud cover come in, so the track state may be a little different. I was talking with my co-commentator during the European League, and he was discussing that, you wouldn't think that it would make a huge difference, but he says when he drives, he can definitely feel parts of the track that are in clouds and start giving up heat versus parts of the track that remain in the sunshine. And that particular issue will be amplified by the fact that if these guys pit, and I can't imagine at this juncture no one would pit, they'll be coming out on cold tires. So as one part of the track is grippier and slippier just because the sun continues to shine on it, versus another part of the track that is a little cooler, and it doesn't take much. It takes just a few degrees to change how tight the track becomes. We may see some different lines being employed by the drivers.
Yeah.
I think I've said it in this broadcast. If not, I'll say it now. Road America definitely rewards restraint by drivers because of the fact that it is a natural terrain road course. There's a lot of elevation change. There are a lot of high-speed corners. There's a lot of high-speed straights. There's also some very complex areas that require rhythm driving. It also rewards consistency. So the more a driver can hit his marks, the more a driver can, lap after lap, keep within a few tenths of the previous lap, the more positions they typically make up. It's not necessarily slow as fast as much as it is smooth as fast.
And Austin win another one in the GT3 class today. Backwoods, absolutely. Austin O'Neill has a very good opportunity. He is currently sitting in that second place right behind Blake Reynolds in that Ford Mustang. And, you know, it's not very often that we see these Ford Mustangs actually up front being, you know, competitive for the race win. So, I mean, let alone, you know, we got two of them up front is absolutely amazing. But yes, Austin O'Neill, he is in a very good spot to go back-to-back here today, not only in the European Series, but right here in the Americas as well.
And to further elaborate on that point, I see Backwoods Broadcasting joined us earlier today for the European leg too, so they saw him win in the European leg in class. He's driving a very similar race, even though he's not working with teammates the same way. He's settled in behind a car in front of him. He's saving fuel. He's hitting his marks. He's driving a very consistent lap time. Let me, well, no, it'll show last lap and pit lap. But so when he's doing all the same habits, I absolutely agree with you. There is no reason he won't be a contender come the end of this race unless something catastrophic happens. So what we should see is GTP cars being able to see someone getting a wave around, a couple of them getting a wave around. GTP cars should be able to pit either this time or the next time by, followed by the touring cars, which will then separate the field back out according to class by and large. We have been devoid of penalties thus far. That's encouraging. Backwoods Broadcasting asking what race he should try to join in on as a driver. A lot of that depends upon personal preference. I haven't sim raced in a long time. I'm more into flight simming for the simulation side of things. I do commentary simply because I love motorsports so much. That's one of those things that there's a little bit of flavor out there for everyone there at Backwoods Broadcasting. If it's not with the majors, there's other leagues that will cater to whatever your taste is.
And to go off a little bit, you know, off of what Austin was just saying here, you know, if you head over to majorsseries.com, you can see all the upcoming races that we do have for every region. I know that our next event, I want to make sure I tell you the correct series here. One moment. Here it is. Our next big event is coming up on August 9th, which is going to be the NASCAR Next Gen Cup cars at Indianapolis for the Brickyard 400. And then from there, we are going to Portland for the Indy cars, Adelaide for the Adelaide 250, and I believe we're going old school with the cars on that one, if I'm not mistaken. And then we're going to go back Formula Racing for the Miami Grand Prix. And then we're going to end it out in November with 3 different style of short tracks. One's going to be Bristol, one will be Richmond, and the other one will be over in Phoenix. So we do have a little bit of everything. The European, they are going to Laguna Seca in August. International is going to Long Beach in August. So I mean, we got a mix for everybody. It all depends on, you know, what you want to race and everything like that. So like I said, you know, just head over to the Majors series. Yep, that is 2 S's, Major and then SS series. So definitely check it out.
Registration is no big deal. All that stuff can be solved ahead of time so that you can get in on practices when the race week starts. I'm looking forward to the Brickyard. I'm also looking forward to seeing some Indy cars at Portland and Long Beach. Hopefully get a chance to join in on the broadcast for that. IndyCar is my bread and butter. My first love of auto racing was watching, I think my first real clear memory was watching Emerson Fittipaldi win the Indy 500 for Pat Patrick in 1989. I would have been 4 years old. So I'm a bit of a dinosaur. Yeah. So we did see the GT3 cars head into the pits. That's different than what I've normally seen. Typically the prototypes pit first. However, we will see the classes split back out. And like I say, the lack of penalties means that we won't see anyone, to my knowledge, sent to the back of the longest, to the back of the pack. So, once pit stops are complete, we'll see when they take us back to green.
Absolutely. And
the pace laps here at Road America seem like they take forever. This course is over 4 miles long, so it takes a moment to get around.
Yeah, absolutely. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna step away here for just a brief moment, and when we return, we'll go back green flag racing.
He's opening the door right there. With a head of steam moving to the outside his chin. Richie says it can't be done. Tony Shallen says turn on the reggae music. If you're going to pass me, you're going to do it high.
There is just one more lap remaining, and look how close Rudolph is. He got the slipstream.
There we go. 2 laps to settle it in the Blue Emu Firecracker 400. Whatever you got to give it now. Back to green we go.
On the final lap, side by side, they still run wheel to wheel. Now, through the snake, the S as we go. Quaro edges ahead. Modov is still there.
White flag, 1 more to go in the Daytona 250. Keplinger leads that lap. Who's going to lead the last one?
To the line, look at that. Dave Chapman, he's going to send it around the outside final corner. Has he got it done?
Continuing to go side by side for the lead through 3 and 4, and they manage it safely. Now through 5.
And hunting for a way by it all. Round 2 between Phil Sell and Rudolph.
To the outside. White flag is out side by side. They make contact in the turn number 1. Ooh, gets onto the grass now down to the inside. Andy T, a little bit of a wiggle and the perfect crossover there from Polly Parton to defend the position. Andy T totally sideways. They're still sideways going into Siberia. And getting ready to cross. He goes around the outside, but it's not enough. Eden's up the racetrack. Carbo down the track. A photo finish. James Eden wins it.
It's still far across into the braking zone. This is sensational racing.
And here comes Bowden. It's going to be a drag race to the end. That's side by side. Who gets it?
Williams tries to cover him off, but once again, pulling the over-under. Daniel Morad is going to win with a last quarter pass.
Newsom's coming up right there. By the corner. It's going to be Mullender's going to come back at him. It's going to be a race to the line. Does he have enough? Down to it.
And they're wrecking in 3. Here comes Michael Cozy Jr. Michael Cozy Jr.'s got the lead.
He looks to the inside, side by side for the race lead.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to, well, road. One second here. Sure, let me see why things are not working here on my end. Okay, well, I mean, you guys got a good view right there as well, so yeah, so we are good. But welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Road America. In Discord. Don't worry, I got you. Whoops. Should be back. Yeah, so we are back live, and the iRacing.com pace car has pulled away from the field, aka your field slowed down just a little bit to allow the pace car to pull away.
Okay, here as we come back for the restart, we've got Nathan Dowd, followed by Robert Nash, Garen Batten, Ross Banfield, and Christian Abate in your top 5. In the GT3, which will be farther back behind the GT prototypes, we've got Blake Reynolds leading Austin O'Neill, Trevor Bobrowski, Brian Bennett, and Christian Challoner. As we head down through the forest here, should be getting ready for the restart. The restart process, my understanding, is they have a certain area where the leader can go ahead and accelerate. Typically, they will back off on the speed just a little bit to back the field up, but they are not required to. They're simply required to maintain a certain minimum speed when they are approaching the restart zone.
Yeah, there is a curbing right out of the final corner. On the right-hand side where the curbing ends, and then on the left side where the curbing starts, and then probably about a good 500 feet or so is the box for the restart. So as they come through the final corners now, and they should be in the restart zone now, and there they go.
There he goes. Nathan Dowd accelerating up the hill, followed by Robert Nash. Everyone in single file. See if anyone tries to take a run as they head towards first corner. Presently, no one fanning out, but we see that Robert Nash is evidently closing up the gap a little bit on Nathan Dowd.
So we're going to jump back here to our GT3s. And everything seems to be nice and smooth right now for our GT3 class.
Blake Reynolds leading Austin O'Neill and Trevor Bobrowski down through the first turns up towards the Cheese Bridge. Austin O'Neill fanned out. Looks like he is under attack, or he is on the attack, one of the two, followed by Christian Challoner working on Brian Bennett. Challoner clears, Austin O'Neill does not. That changes the running order to Blake Reynolds, Austin O'Neill, Trevor Bobrowski, Christian Challoner, and then Brian Bennett.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, ignore those black flags next to your top 4 there of Reynolds, O'Neill, Bobrowski, and Challoner. those should be getting cleared here by our
Race control.
race officials, or race control. And we've had a couple drivers have some really big offs. We're going to go back real quick, take a look. We'll start off here with Ronald McPherson. Sorry. As this was down here in turn number 1. He had to wait for it to get refired. Sebastian Jackson, he ended up going off in turn 1 as well. A big wobble there for that machine.
Backed it into the barrier as well.
And then so he actually continued to have more issues trying to get going. Ray Partridge, he just had some issues here.
A little bit of oversteer lets the back end snap around. There could be an issue with some of these guys on cold tires.
Yeah, possibly. And then Lynn Clinchlow getting the tires into the litter here. Back on. No harm, no foul, but everybody's still rolling.
Trevor Borowski has made it past Austin O'Neill at the front of the GT3 class.
And
is now on the attack on Blake Reynolds.
Yeah, I think he's the first one to actually really try to make a run on Blake Reynolds in that 555 machine all race. But you see Austin O'Neill looking to try to get back around Borowski as well.
Wheel banging action right here. Meanwhile, Christian Challoner is saying, don't forget about me. And these four are starting to gap just barely Brian Bennett in P5.
Christian Challoner, he's actually been pretty quiet today. Normally he's up in the talking points of, your top 3. But right now he's just, I feel like he's chillaxing right now, back in that 4th spot. He's not really trying to make any big moves just yet. So I think he might be just trying to get through today's race, possibly. I know he struggled a little bit in practice, but he's looking stronger here in the race, though, running P4 at the moment.
A little bit of gap is opening up on the top 3 over him. The Valley's closing it up now. Commentators curse the moment I go to comment on something, things are changing. But you can see the top 3 have opened up a touch of a gap on P4. And it would not surprise me one bit for those 3 to just settle in for a few laps and build up that gap. They'll be dealing with a prototype that's already overtaken them here in just a moment. And he should be able to do that without any difficulty here as they head down into the backside, the inside of the racetrack, it's often referred to.
And that is Wayne Hutchinson in the number 17 Cadillac GTP.
Austin O'Neill taking a look to the inside. Scoots back into line. Guy's using every inch of that curbing right there on the way out. Turn 5. Excuse me, turn 6.
We have 1 hour, 30 minutes left in today's race.
I'm thinking about the safety car timing on that, and it turns out that was just kind of a golden ticket for everyone. In a lot of
Yeah.
ways, it allowed them all to pit without losing any position and make any adjustments they may have wanted to make without the pressure of a green flag stop. I am curious about, as we see Garen Batten under attack from Robert Nash, I am curious about the two cars that we saw go in early. Maybe they beat the yellow flag by being on pit lane before that. And if that's the case, they really lucked out under a lucky star.
Yeah, absolutely. As we take a look here at the back end of Garen Batten, as he's trying to hold off Ross Benfield in that 777 machine. Well, Ronald McPherson going way off track for these GTP drivers.
P2 Robert Nash.
Yeah, he's actually staying right there with Nathan Dowd on like we did in that first good run there before that caution came out. So Robert Nash, I feel like he's kind of trended up a little bit in that 99 machine.
He has, and they're about half a lap behind the touring cars that they'll be coming up upon. So traffic about, I don't know, 3 to 4 laps from now ought to become an issue for them. We'll see how they handle it. That was a big player in the European race earlier today, was being able to use traffic for, of course there was only 24 cars, so there were also oceans of clean air, but being able to use traffic as a screen for defense has been kind of a common theme through these regional series since last night when I got up to cover it.
Yeah, definitely. You know, especially over in the international series, we saw who was it? I forgot who it was, but he used one of the GT3s as a pick, you know, to get around the race leader with I think it was like right about 30 laps to go, or P2 or something like that. Because the race leader, he absolutely just like dominated the field. Is there a way to highlight the pin on the track display? That is a good question.
Oh, on the track display. I was wondering what he meant by that. That makes sense. Robert Nash starting to lose touch with Nathan Dowd. I don't know that he's going to have anything for Nathan Dowd on this stint. He was at about 8/10. He's losing a little more than a tenth a lap, it seems like, right now. That's just a testament to how effective Nathan Dowd's car is right now. Up to 1.2, pushing 1.3. Then that may be by design. He could be fuel saving, he could be doing a lot of things.
There, with a head of steam moving to the outside his chin. Richie says it can't be done. Tony Shallen says turn on the reggae music. If you're gonna pass me, you're gonna do it high.
There is just one more lap remaining, and look how close Modoff is. He got the slipstream.
There we go. 2 laps to settle it in the Blue Emu Firecracker 400. Whatever you got to give it now. Back to green we go.
On the final lap, side by side, they still run wheel to wheel. Now, through the snake, the S as we go. Quaro edges ahead. Modoff is still there.
White flag, one more to go in the Daytona 250. Keplinger leads that lap. Who's going to lead the last one?
To the line, look at that. Dave Chapman, he's going to send it around the outside final corner. Has he got it done?
Continuing to go side by side for the lead through 3 and 4, and they manage it safely. Now through 5.
And hunting for a way by
Side
it
by
all.
side.
sweep. Phil Sellinger go
To the outside. White flag is out side by side. They make contact in the turn number 1. Ooh, gets onto the grass now down to the inside. Andy T, a little bit of a wiggle and the perfect crossover there from Polly Portson to defend the position. Andy T totally sideways. They're still sideways going into Siberia.
And getting ready to cross, he goes around the outside, but it's not enough.
Eden's up the racetrack. Cardwell down the track. A photo finish. James Eden wins it.
It's still 4 abreast into the braking zone. This is sensational racing.
And here comes Bowden. It's going to be a drag race to the end. That's side by side. Who gets it?
Williams tries to cover him off, but once again, pulling the over-under. Daniel Morad is going to win with a last quarter pass.
Newsom's coming up right there. By the corner. It's going to be pinned down.
Mulliner's going to come back at him. It's going to be a race to the line. Does he have enough? Down to it. And they're wrecking in 3. Here comes Michael Cozy Jr. Michael Cozy Jr.'s got the lead.
He looks to the inside. Side by side for the race lead.
Timothy Klaus is around as we come back live. I deeply apologize about that, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, you've got a black screen? Alrighty, let me try that again. Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the things that you have to do, you know, especially in these long races like this, is you've got to let the races come to you. Because if you try to make the race, or if you try to force the race to come to you, it's not going to end very well. Yeah. Oh, come on. What are we doing? Did iRacing just crash again? What in the world? I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'm at a total loss. I guess, bear with me here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go ahead and head to another commercial break. Not exactly sure what it's doing, why it's doing it. But just give me just one moment here, and we'll be back.
Tim Maska has to defend this contact very nearly. He just to the outside line. He breaks so much later. Maska can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end? And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force him off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1. Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it. They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom. Bouchard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging. And to the line. He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Nathan Dowd. Jumping. Yeah. We're going to jump back here to our GT3 with Brian Bennett. He is actually trying to get to the back bumper of Christian Challenger for that 4th position. And I've just been kind of watching that relative there. It's been jumping between 0.2 and 0.4 seconds the last couple of laps. So it's very interesting to see, you know, if Bennett can actually get to the back bumper of Challenger and challenge for that 4th position. Oh, I don't know, he kind of just started to come to a stop. That was kind of weird. Ross Banfield in the 777 machine. He had issues up here in the same spot as him and Garen both go around. Yikes. Yeah, absolutely. And I actually have... Yeah, so... we did have one car get a drive-through back on lap 34. Going to the 870 machine. 870 is... yeah, Sebastian Jackson and that McLaren. He had to do a drive-through, and then one obviously going to the 777 machine of Ross Banfield, and I believe that was for the spin with Garen Batten there. It's just a warning. Ronald McPherson having issues once again. This time it's coming up here. Yeah, you just went way wide again. I think that was the same spot that that we just saw him get off a little bit ago too. Yeah, I appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody else here also sticking around through my technical difficulties. I am just, I'm at a total loss. I don't, like, I normally have issues with my OBS, and the fact that iRacing crashed on me twice back to back is just absolutely mind-boggling. And the SDK crash, I figured out that was me. I was actually forcing it to crash, which is actually interesting. So that's something for me to toy with later and figure out why it's crashing the way it was crashing. Oh, we have another caution. I just happened to get a glance at Barney sitting there waving that yellow flag. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, sorry for my silence over here, guys. I am trying to see if I can get the highlight for the driver that we're watching, get that selected. Right. Okay, so I see the outline change there, but that's not what I'm wanting. So that went back white. Yeah, Don, I apologize about that. That is my son. He's talking to his papa up in Illinois, so he's being a little bit on the loud side. I do apologize, Don. Okay, we have pried him out of the bedroom with the phone. He was doing so good too, and then just all of a sudden he started talking to his pop-up, and boom, he gets so excited when he talks to his papa. So I can't be mad at him for it. Just so that Dawn, just so you know, friend, I was trying to make it so that the on the track map, the highlight name on the car would pop out a little bit more, but I'm not able to figure out why the CSS coding is not working for it to do that. So I do apologize for that. But I tried. I tried. Oh no, you're good. We're only in turn 2. Yeah, I got you. All right. So 2 cautions here in the Americas region, as currently Garen Batten is your current race leader in that number 55 machine. Nathan Dowd, he is second. Eric Smith, Robert Nash, and Christian Abbott will round out your. I'm sorry, yeah, Christian Abbott. He will round out your top 5 in your GTP class. Blake Reynolds, Trevor Vavrowski, Austin O'Neill, Brian Bennett, and Christian Challenger. That will round out your top 5 in your GT3 division. Don't break anything. Well, you look. I'm. Look, that's actually why I was having issues earlier. Trying to get the ticker at the top to work, and it kept shutting down my SDK, which is what operates like all the overlays that you guys do see here today. I kept trying to add it in, above a couple things, just so I can do it real quick, and then it dawned on me what I was doing, and it kept crashing. And I was like, well, let me put it at the bottom, and when I put it at the bottom, it worked fine. So, I mean, you gotta love it. But they are going to start slowing up here to let the iRacing.com pace car pull away here so that we can get ready to go back green flag racing. And once the ticker here finishes reading out the final driver right there, we're going to go ahead and make that disappear. Bring back the other, the time and tower. Code gremlins are real. They really are. But I'm actually having a lot of fun learning how to do CSS coding. Khalid, he has given me, a really good coding to begin, you know, tinkering with and everything like that. So I want to thank Khalid so much for that, and all the hard work that he has done for us on the broadcast side the last couple of months. But we're getting ready to go back green flag racing. Austin, bring us back to the green. Whoa, big slide. Three wide. Trevor Borowski was able to make a pass on Blake Reynolds. So somebody else is actually leading this GT3 field for the first time here today in the Americas. Yeah, absolutely. And we are now just under 47 minutes, which is really close to the IMSA length for the official series here on the iRacing platform. So we know that now everybody can make it the rest of the way. GTPs may need to pit one last time just for a quick stop and go. But these GT3 cars, they can make it. And Austin O'Neill, he now knows it is go time here in the final 46 minutes of this race. So don't be surprised when O'Neill starts to size up Reynolds, and then he's raced side by side with Vavrovsky for quite some time now. So he already can size him up even back here in third. So I think we're going to get ready to see O'Neill really start making moves. Austin, facts. Let me tell you what about those little gremlins. Aaron Batten still out front of your GTPs, but he's still got company out of Nathan Dowd. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, as a driver, you know, you sit there and you crunch numbers. You know, we have a black box for those who don't have iRacing. We have a black box that shows us our rough estimate of how much fuel or how many more laps you can go on fuel. And as a driver, you see that number, and then you have to times that number by how fast your laps are. So when it's timed racing like this, you know, so 2 minutes, you know, that's easy. That's going to be just about 22 laps of fuel left. So as long as these guys are showing 22-ish laps, they're going to be good. If they're showing anything under, well, they're going to have to come down and top off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And you know, I thought the GTPs have fuel maps. Do they not? Have it, yeah. All right, let's take a look here. Brake units. You know what? Let's make this easier. Let's search. Okay, yeah, so I guess, so I guess the GTPs don't have a engine map setting, but they do have a throttle pedal torque map setting, which I know, you know, I believe that changes like when you get into the pedal, how long it takes for the power to actually get to the gas pedal. So maybe changing the map setting on that could help reduce your fuel consumption. Heck yeah. Yeah, Nathan Dowd, he must be on that fuel saving strategy that we were just talking about, because he's not really trying to push for the positions to keep these guys behind him. So hey, Blake Reynolds, he's back out front. Let's go ahead and go back, take a look here, and see the pass as he's working around the outside of Vrosky there, and he's got O'Neill right there as they head down here into turn 2, and he just muscles that Mustang around the outside as you see Vrosky just go ahead and jump back into line there. So we've got a really good battle now brewing here for your second place between Vrosky and O'Neill now, as Reynolds, he's trying to pull away from these two here now.
Yeah.
You know, some drivers out there, they can make that outside lane work no matter what track they're at. If it's on the left side of the track or the right side of the track, they can just make it work, and it blows my mind on how they're able to do it, because I'll be like, hey, I could do that too. No, I can't. Yep. Yeah, absolutely is. And, you know, this is Austin O'Neill. You know, he put in the calculation, had to back off there just a little bit, but, you know, Austin O'Neill put in that calculation, knew that turn one could very well be Vavrosky's worst corner as he tried to make a move there. But we have a big off again for Ronald McPherson. Farson. Oh, in the kink. Oh! Ouch. Yeah, definitely. As we're going to go ahead and jump back here to Austin O'Neill. You know, I love... No. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, that's one of the things that Austin O'Neill, he knows how to get into your head. And he will get into your head when the time is right. And, you know, coming up here on 36 minutes left in today's race, he's going to start getting into the head of Vavrosky and make him make a mistake. And then he's going to get to the back bumper of Reynolds, hopefully, and try to get into the head of Reynolds as well. But right now, he's working on Vavrosky very well. And, you know, going back to the Cosme drivers, you know, I love Harry and Cole. And I really hope, I hope that it's true that they're coming out with a Days of Thunder 2. I really hope it's true. There he goes. He cleared him easily that time in turns one. And now, Austin O'Neill, he's going to think about Blake Reynolds now. But now the question is, how hard is that Vavrosky and that McLaren going to push on the back bumper of that Mustang? And I just want to make a note here with 35 minutes left. We have Robert Nash and Christian Abbott coming down pit road for their final pit stop for today's race. Man, these two are putting on one heck of a show up here. Yeah, I believe everything is going to start to get moving here, as it looks like Bryce Roberts just had some issues here. Oh, he got it hard into the wall. Yeah, let me go back here just a little bit, see if we can... No, we're just going to be able to catch the tail end of it. Woo! Yeah. But he's going to go ahead and bring that Ford Mustang down into pit road. Hopefully he has a fast repair left, as these drivers do have one fast repair in their arsenal. So hopefully you can get out there, you get that repair done, and try to make up some spots somehow, as we continue to watch Garen Batten and Nathan Dowd make their way around these GT3 cars. Oh yeah. I am trying so hard to stay unbiased right now, as Garrett Batten, he's one of the admins here in the major series, and he's a really cool guy, and I'm trying not to be biased here, but you know what, Garen, he has been looking for a win here in the GTPs, and right now he is in a really, really good spot. And the only thing between him and that win right now is only 32 minutes. Oh, and Dowd making a run. No, he backed out. Yeah, I remember back in the day when we did have those Daytona prototypes. The Riley car was so much fun to drive, and then oh yes, if you ever get the chance to run it, just know it is very, very loose the first couple of laps, but man, once those tires get heated up, it is so much fun to drive. And but these cars right now, these GTPs, they will outrun that car any day. Yeah, I think Dowd, he's playing that mind game that we were just talking about a little bit ago. And I think he's doing that mind game to Garen, trying to get Garen to mess up, because, as the race leader, you start to feel things and you think you're starting to hear things, and you have to kind of like fight through all that, because let me tell you what, it is such a pain in the rear. Because you're trying to hit everything right, and the last 5 minutes of the race is the longest 5 minutes of the race. Yeah, he jumped to the pits. Yes. And and it's so real, because like you start to psych yourself, and I do it all the time when I'm leading some of these races. You know, the car's just starting to get really tight. It's getting too tight. I don't know what's wrong with it. And then my teammate, he would go, Mike, you're overdriving. Oh, my bad. It's such, oh man, that's the psychological stuff that you go through the last closing laps of races. It's just, it's mind blowing, because you're thinking everything's starting to go wrong. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I don't think he's going to try to make a move just yet. Because he closed in on Batten there, by, good couple car lengths. And then he kind of just, like, leveled out with him. So I think right now, Dowd, he's just riding around, probably using the draft to save a little bit of fuel. Yeah, absolutely. And just taking a look in here at your intervals between Blake Reynolds, Austin O'Neill, you got just about 1 second, and then Vavrowski is about 1 second, I believe, behind Austin O'Neill. With my look, where I'm going to switch over to them. Yep, so it's about a second all around. Let's give some love back here to Ray Partridge and Roger Shank in that 950 McLaren. These two are battling it really hard back here for that 19th position in class. Cody Gustwick, I'm showing he's got a black flag. I'm assuming that's going to be for incident. Yeah, incident limits for that machine. Derek Love, he's on the attack from Lynn Clinchlow for the 14th position. Lynn is all over the back bumper of Ryan Steele at the moment. You know, I'm actually very impressed with how many Ford Mustangs we have in the field. Blake Reynolds, he's just having an incredible day today. Started second behind Austin, and he quickly took over the race lead from Austin in the GT3s, and he's just been holding his own up here. You know, and right now he's still running just about his fastest lap time. His best time is a 2:03.945. His last lap was a 2:04.065, so just a little bit over a tenth off of his fastest lap last time by. So, I mean, he's still doing wonderful things in that 555 machine, looking to bring home that Ford Mustang to the GT3 win. Yeah, so Austin O'Neill, he does hold the fastest lap in the GT3s with that last lap of a 2:03.590, and Nathan Dowd, he holds the fastest lap with a 51.180 for the GTP class. Oh yeah. Yep, and Nathan Dowd, he was able to get around Garen Batten. Let's go ahead and go back, take a look, and see that pass for the overall race lead with just about 20 minutes remaining. Heck yeah. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and come down for his quick top off on fuel. The less amount of time that he stays in the pits, the better off he's going to be out on track. And away. Yep. You know, I'm starting to wonder if the reason why Batten didn't really push the issue there was because he knew he was going to be coming down pit road. So I think that's probably that would be a that entire straight. Three wide, heading down here into turn number one. Ain't nothing like it. Timothy Klaus Reed starting to get his bearings again. Really good racing. Yeah, I'm starting to wonder if, you know, because Austin, he's still putting down really quick lap times, but he keeps gaining on Dowd, but then he just falls back a little bit. So I'm wondering if Nathan, or if, I'm sorry, not Nathan, O'Neal, I wonder if he's just really having issues with that Ford Mustang, you know, getting the power down when he needs to. Because there's just some sections of this track that I feel that Reynolds, he's just so much quicker through. And then O'Neal, he has trouble trying to recatch him. A little bit just like this right here. Bryce Roberts just had some issues. See what happened to him and his Corvette. I'm sorry, that Ford Mustang. I'm sorry. Yeah. Just a little bit, but he's back rolling again. Christian Abbott, he's got a company out of Wayne Hutchinson in that number 17 machine. Yeah, definitely. He is running just about 1 second though off of his personal best here. Yeah, definitely due to traffic for sure. Yeah. Oh, I thought he was about to duck down into the pits there for a second. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I am absolutely like geeking out, and I just want to keep jumping from, you know, battle to battle, because we got Robert Nash all over the back bumper of Shane Vicari here for that 4th position. As they head down here into turn 1. Yeah. Back here to the GT3 battle here for the lead. O'Neal hasn't let Reynolds get too far out, because he's still right there in striking distance. Yeah, definitely when you've got Blake Reynolds, who's just as good as Austin O'Neal, running nose to tail, almost the identical lap times. It's definitely one of those, like, when when and where is somebody going? Yeah, when is somebody going to push a little bit harder? That's what I'm waiting for. Yeah, definitely. Just under 7 minutes. Everything is... Oh, it's starting to... Man, I feel it. This is going to be an awesome ending, guys. If you guys are just tuning in, you guys better put your seatbelts on, because I think things are about to get intense the last 5 minutes of this race. Right now, Nathan Dowd, he is out to a 7-second lead over Ross Banfield at 8 seconds in, to Eric Smith in that number 72 machine. Wayne Hutchinson down pit road. Oh yeah, definitely. You know, and now, you know, again, one of the next questions is does, you know, Dowd have enough fuel to get to the end? Yeah. Yeah, everybody in front of Garen Batten in that 6th spot, they haven't come down pit road either, so... Yeah. Yeah. Nathan, he is just on rails today here in the Americas, and I can't say that I'm surprised that Nathan is doing so well, because the last couple of rounds, you know, Dottie, he's been up front, so this isn't necessarily surprising to me. Yeah, we should be sitting at just about... Oh gosh, wrong window. My bad. Now I'm looking at the right window. So your race leader is just now crossing the start finish line. Yeah, so he should be getting the white flag next time by. Oh, yeah, he's definitely going. Yeah. Yeah, O'Neal, he's got the preferred line for this one. Oh! Flight contact, maybe. O'Neal still in that line. Oh. Reynolds. There you saw there, O'Neal. Yeah, O'Neal had to hit the brakes a little bit there. Yes. Yep, whoops. Yep, white flag is out. Oh, and crossover! Nope, he was not able to get there. Austin O'Neal. Yeah, remember how we were saying that Austin O'Neal is sizing up his competition and he's going to make a move when it matters? Well, here he comes to the white flag, this time by Nathan Dowd. He is out front by 14 seconds. Dowd is going... Yeah, I mean, that is definitely true. He could definitely do that for sure. Yeah, and here he comes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, sorry to do this, ladies and gentlemen, but coming out of the final corner, ladies and gentlemen, your race overall winner is going to go to Nathan Dowd in that 07 machine. He was able to make that fuel stretch. And now we're going to go ahead and jump back to this battle for the race lead here in your GT3s. Austin, take us away. Ooh. Oh, big dive! Who's gonna get it? Side by side! Side by side! O'Neal is out front! Oh! Let's go! Let's go! That was awesome! Good try out of Blake Reynolds, side by side out of the final corner. O'Neal inches him. Holy smokes. Ladies and gentlemen, your overall race winner is going to be Nathan Dowd. Ross Banfield in the 777. He'll come home second. Robert Nash in that number 99 Cadillac. He will bring it home third. And, man. Wow. Okay, I mean, I was expecting it to get intense.
I called the first stint and the last stint, and then I've called all 3 of the regional races today. This is what it's about, folks. This is why all of us get really wound up about tight racing.
Don, how long were you not able to hear Austin?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's picking you up now, yeah.
Huh. Very weird.
That is weird. Alright. Let's go ahead and go over our race results. We're going to start off here with your GTP class. Austin, go ahead and take us away.
All right. In first place, we have Nathan Dowd, the second place car of Ross Banfield, then the third place car of Robert Nash. In fourth place, it's Christian Abate, Garen Batten in fifth place. Sixth place was Eric Smith, Shane Vicari, and P7. P8 went to Wayne Hutchinson. 9 was Jason Lotridge. 10 was Tom Drayling. 11 was Jason Wallet. And 12 was Tommy King. That rounds out your GTP field for Road America in the America Series. In the GT3 class, we have Austin O'Neill in a nail-biter with the second place car of Blake Reynolds. Trevor Vavrosky and Mike Dieterk make up your top 4. Kevin Heaton was in P5. Travis Warling, Stephanie Berwayan, Jimbo Pfeiffer and Ryan Steele, Joseph M. Homan make out your top 10. Brian Bennett, Christian Challoner, Lynn Kinchelow, Dick Mueller, Timothy Klaus, Stephen Paulson, Ray Partridge, and Roger Shank take you through P18.
And oh, give me 1 second.
No worries.
Hope I hit the right one.
Yep, that's fine. 19th place was Derek Love. 20th place was Joshua Mertz. David H. Baker was in 21. Cody Gustwick was in 22. Bryce Roberts was in 23. Bob Beltrami was in 24. Don Dolson was in 25. Ronald McPherson in 26. Sebastian Jackson in 27. Matt Gelder in 28. Craig Hawkins was in 29. And Scott Kukas was 30.
Yep. Wow, just what a way to end the race, man. And all I've got to say is just wow. But let's go ahead and see what we can do about trying to talk with our race top 3 in our divisions. Let me get this part here set up real quick. All right. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 1 moment here. Trying to get everything set up here. Let's see, who do we got? Is Trevor down there? Not yet. Austin, Blake. Trevor's not down there, but we can go ahead and how do you want to interview Blake and Austin? Do you want to do it together or you want to do it separate?
I have no real preference. I always get a kick out of Formula One because they put your podium all together in the press conference.
All right, well, let's go ahead and bring them both down then, and I'll let you take lead.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have Blake Reynolds and Austin O'Neill, your GT3 Class 1 and 2, available for an interview. How you doing today, gentlemen? Feeling all right after that ending?
Yeah, it was awesome.
All right. Well, gentlemen, it's you put on an amazing clinic out there during the last few laps. Blake, walk me through that last lap, would you? Tell me what was going through your mind as you were making the attacks on O'Neill.
Well, he raced me clean, so I was like, oh, I'll just race him clean. Nice clean dive bombs, get to the inside. I had plenty of draft. Just told myself, don't miss any of these apexes, and I knew he'd give me the space. So it was nice and clean, and then coming to the line, I did what you're supposed to. You're supposed to side draft him, door him up the hill. So fortunately, he edged me out there.
That he did. So no hard feelings about it. Just enjoyed some clean racing. It sounds like. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's just fun. Good time here in the majors. It's my return since I think 2021 or 22. I ran last, but it's always a good time here.
That's a heck of a statement on coming back. Then very nice, very nice. All right, Mr. O'Neill. Anything that you want to bring up? How did the race come to you over the course of the 2 hours and 40 minutes?
It was a good race. I'll go to the start real quick. I caught a patch of gravel. I think it was probably turn 13 or so, and turned the Ford Mustang into a lawnmower for a little bit. Definitely saw my race ending at that moment, but I was glad to recover from that. But no, it was tough to get by Trevor, to get to Blake at the last stint, and man, I had to be just beyond perfect to have a shot at running down Blake. And you have a lot of respect for him and his accomplishments, and for the longest of time he was the bar of the major series. So to run that close with him and have that exciting of a finish, definitely one of my favorite majors races and wins so far. But yeah, it was just it was a good race. I knew he'd be clean, like he said, and yeah, it was, if I ran second, I ran second. It just couldn't have went down any better than that.
Excellent to hear. Anything that you'd say about holding him off there through that last lap after you'd made the overtake?
I mean, it was tough. Like, I could try to defend and maybe put myself out of position. So just, kind of look ahead at what was coming up down the track, and okay, Warwood put me like in the best position down the road. So if he got to me and made a move, like, I wouldn't be hosed in the next corner. So just had to be perfect. Our tires were hot and probably worn out, and we were just giving it its all and letting it all hang out. So it just it worked out. I kind of washed the nose on the last corner and knew he had a run, but I think we both side drafted each other enough that I got lucky enough that my momentum was just a touch greater, and held off.
Right on. Well, anything that you guys feel like you would like to add, or any shout outs that you'd like to do?
Yeah, just shout out the whole the Fusion team. We had a pretty decent team, or decent day as a team. I think Garen had a pretty good showing in the GTP, so definitely should help out our points lead. But just thanks to the Inside the Majors podcast, suitspeed.com, and Majors Garage for all their support, and we'll look forward to Indy here in a couple weeks.
Excellent.
Shout out to Solpec Precision Racing for me.
Excellent. Gentlemen, it was a pleasure to watch you guys putting it on, and we look forward to the next time we see you, okay?
Yes, sir. See y'all.
Alrighty, let's go ahead and bring down Nathan Dowd and Ross.
Championship was like a big target for a long time, and then once you win that, it's like you've proven that you can do it.
How are you doing today, gentlemen?
Sweaty.
Hello.
Oh.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Nathan Dowd and Ross Banfield here, P1 and P2 overall and in GT prototypes. Gentlemen, how'd the race come to you today?
I'll let Nathan go first.
Yeah, not bad. I don't know. I had good speed, and the second safety car kind of threw me off. I short pit there, hoping it would just go green to the end, but it kind of worked out. But I don't know, Garen took advantage of that and jumped us, and after that, it was just a big fuel save there to the end, and who could make it and who couldn't. But it was fun.
Yeah, I don't know how he pulled it off, because I don't know if you guys saw it, but I pitted basically to get an extra lap of fuel. And so I was assuming that he was going to end up pitting with the pace he was running, and I thought he was trying to bait me into not saving fuel, but somehow he was able to save enough with that draft to pull through. So I was pretty impressed there.
Fair enough. Anything with track conditions that were a challenge today? I noticed here in our replays, you can definitely see that it got darker, and that typically leads to a tighter track. How were the track conditions overall?
It was more about.
Yeah, go ahead,
Or go
Russ.
ahead. Yeah, it's more about the marbles. People would spin out and come back onto the track, and if you're trying to go around that really long, I forget the name of the turn, like the carousel. If you catch the marbles on the outside of that, you could, drift off into the wall. So you just have to watch out for that when you're making passes.
Fair enough. Nathan, anything you want to add to that?
No, I mean, it started off pretty warm track, so that always makes it tough, but it cooled off a bit towards the end, so just kind of got better and better, more and more grip there towards the end.
Right on. Mike, anything that you would like to ask these gentlemen?
Not just
Evidently not.
no, sorry, I was muted up there for a second. Yeah, just my biggest question, Nathan. On that final run there, how much fuel did you actually have to really start saving in order to make it all the way to the end?
I was about 0.4 of a liter per lap. I was having to save, make that. And having Garen in front of me actually helped a lot. So I was using his draft, and then also the the GT traffic. Take advantage of that when you can. And yeah, it was tight. I think if I put, or if that caution came out like one lap sooner, it would have been. I don't know if it would have been doable, but yeah, just a lot of really big lifts going down the hill into what is that, turn 5, and then a lot of lifts in the Canada corner, and then the last corner too. You can lift a lot, pretty much all the way from the one before that. But yeah.
Yes, that was like one of my biggest questions I had for you guys. But Nathan, congratulations, buddy, on your overall race win here at Road America. Ross, congratulations on coming second, and Austin, I'll let you take it back away.
All right, you gentlemen have any shout outs or anything that you want to add on to your interview today?
Yeah, just the other Sector 5 guys. Eric, he was having a good run there too. He couldn't quite make the fuel work at the end there, unfortunately. But they actually, I was right on the edge of not doing the fuel save, so I'm glad they kind of talked me into it. And that was a good call on them. So just shout out to those guys and you guys and all the majors people for putting everything on, and Garen and all them.
Yeah, same shout out to the UDocs team and also you guys, the broadcasters, and then just the race control for this format, throwing in the cautions stops it from just becoming a sprint race and actually can have fun turnouts like this with the strategy, how it plays out.
Excellent. Well, congratulations, gentlemen. Thanks for putting on a clinic of racing out there today, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I put in almost 15 hours of live mic time over the course of 2 days, so
Heck yeah.
I've really enjoyed every bit of it.
Yeah, awesome. Just what a wonderful time having you up here in the booth, and I want to thank you so much for everything that you've done this past 48 hours or so. But on that note, I think we're ready to get out of here. We're not going to keep you fans waiting here any much longer. We want to thank everybody so much for tuning in here to the Major Series Network for round number 7 of the Americas region. And we'll see everybody at the beginning of August for the Brickyard 400 when we bring out our NASCAR Next Gen Cup Series. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, always remember, no matter what you do in life, have fun doing it. And until next time, everybody, have yourself a beautiful, wonderful time zones. We'll see you all next month. See you then.